Costing, period close process. Bhaskar is attending 61 batch. Our end user Bhaskar is attending 61 batch. We are using Bhaskar login, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
From 59, he is attending 61 batch. Supply chain execution, cost accounting. So in case of EBS case, period close means, that's like a huge day for everybody, like canceling all our programs or not planning anything on that day and available to dedicated our day to our work only. Okay, so some sort of panicness, fearness with all the support team. For infusion, very simple. Period close is very simple.
Simple means
Very simple compared to EBS. Because in EBS, you have inventory periods and auto management periods are also there. But in Fusion, no, only costing period. And that too, it is easy. It is easy. Because I'm taking care of only myself. I'm taking care of the period close process from the last 3 years for this for my present client. From the last 3 years, it's simple. So I'm going to the period screen. I'm going to manage cost accounting periods. Manage cost accounting periods. And cost org. I'm selecting the cost org and click on search. And I want to click on view period details. As per our cost book setup. So our costing period starts from February. So all these periods are currently, open. I don't know, till November somebody opened. I opened till July only. Till November somebody opened. Here, if you want to close the February period, you have to click on this program, run validations. It's going to validate all these things. Nothing but, is there any transaction that is pending to be interfaced? Nothing but, we are pushing all the transactions to the costing, right? From inventory to costing, from receiving to costing. So any pending transaction is there. So before you close the period, what you should do, you have to run all those transfer programs. If you run those transfer programs, this gets sorted out, right? Because we are interfacing everything from other modules to the costing module. Correct? Pending cost processing, pending pre-processing, these two related to the costing only. For an item, if there is no cost, for an item, so you interfaced a transaction to the costing module. Suppose you performed a miscellaneous receipt. You performed a miscellaneous receipt. Miscellaneous receipt transaction you performed for item A. Let us take for item A. And you have not run the transfer program. What is the transfer program? Transfer transactions from inventory to costing, right?
Yes.
If you don't run this program, this transaction, it is not interfaced to the costing, right?
Yes.
If it is not interfaced to the costing, that means it will throw here.
Error business. Warning.
Okay. So pending interface means application is going to verify in the inventory module or in the manufacturing module or in the receiving module or in the AP, it will verify any transaction that you perform which is not interfaced to the costing. it will verify this. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Next, this is related to costing. Okay, you performed this transaction, you ran this program. Now this transaction is under costing module, right? Now this transaction is under costing module, okay? To generate the distribution entry, this item should have a cost, but you have not defined the cost. You have not defined the cost. If you have not defined the cost, it's going to fall under here, pending cost processing. It falls under pending cost processing because the transaction is interfaced, but because there is no cost, the system has not generated a costing entry, nothing but the distribution entry. Okay. And for this item, suppose you performed a miscellaneous transaction for one quantity. This one quantity you have transferred using sub-inventory transfer. This one quantity later in another transaction, you transfer this one quantity to one sub-inventory and the sub-inventory. Nothing but for this item, for this quantity, you have a subsequent transaction. You have a subsequent transaction. This will also get failed, right? Because this item is not having the cost, the subsequent transaction also get failed. So this transaction falls under here, pre-processing. Pre-processing, because this is waiting for this to be processed. If this transaction is processed, then next this transaction get processed for that item. Clear? These two are related to the cost processing only. If there is no cost, the transactions won't be processed. Clear, team? Any concern, any question, any confusion?
Means
No,
that
sir.
the system will not allow to close the period.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so
It's gonna validate all these. Anything is interface is pending, anything is pending for the cost processing. It could be main transaction, it could be dependent transaction.
okay.
And we discussed about this, right? Work orders. In February month, how many work orders you opened and completed but not closed? Work orders, once the work order, nothing but once the manufacturing order is completed, you have to close actually. You have to close. After the completion, you have to close manually. If the completed work orders, if you are not closed, then it will not allow you to close the period. Let's take in February month, you created 2 work orders completed, but not closed. Then period close, it will not allow. It will allow or it will not allow.
Not allowed.
Can you remember a configuration that I explained? Can you remember the configuration? Now here what we selected team?
Error. Ignore.
Ignore.
That means for a period close, it will ignore, right?
Yes, sir.
It will not
Yes,
bother
sir.
whether your work orders are closed or not. It will ignore.
Yes. No
It
error.
will ignore. Okay. And this is revenue recognition. From the receivable module, revenue recognition programs we need to run. Revenue recognition. From the receivable module.
Import revenue range.
And this is create accounting final mode. I hope you remember this also. We run
Draft
create
and
accounting,
final.
right? Finally. What is the process? The process is first you transfer all the transactions to the costing, correct? And later generate cost accounting distributions, correct? After that,
Create accounting.
we enter the cost and then generate cost accounting distributions and READ receipt accounting distributions and run create accounting to post to ledger. This is a process, right? Entire process is this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
To post to the ledger. Creator accounting, we need to run for two applications. One for cost management and another one for receipt accounting. Receipt accounting, it will only post the transactions related to receiving. The cost accounting, it will post the transactions related to all the modules, rest of all the transactions. This is a process. So if you don't run create accounting also, you cannot able to close the period. You cannot able to close the period if you don't run the create accounting also. But if you want to ignore, you can ignore here. If you go to the setup level, I'm opening the setup. At the setup level, you want to ignore something. Here, you can ignore. Create accounting. If you don't run create accounting, you cannot able to close the period. You want to ignore it, go and ignore it. It will allow you to, even though if you don't run create accounting, it will allow you to close the period. If you don't post your transaction to the ledger, since you are ignoring, you can able to close the period. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm in this screen where we see all the costing periods. Now for the February period, I'm running the validations. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now system has submitted a program. We'll go to the scheduled process and we'll see the program status. Tools. Schedule process. Okay, so now what system has verified? Basically, the system has verified. Is there any transaction? Is there any transaction that is not interfaced or that is not costed or that is not posted to the ledger or any work order which is not closed, the completed work order which is not closed, and revenue recognition, anything is pending? It's validated, it's verified everything. Now if you click on exceptions, here it is not showing any exceptions. Here it is not showing nothing pending interfaced, nothing waiting for the cost processing, nothing waiting for the create accounting, everything is 0. In this case, you can happily go to actions and close the period. When coming to close the period, two things are there, three things are there: close period, close period permanently. What is the difference? When you close the period, if you want, you can reopen. If you close permanently,
Can't reopen.
permanently closed. Permanently closed. If you just close, you can reopen. If you close permanently, you cannot able to reopen. Close pending means you can put the status into close pending, and the respective other periods are also closed. Nothing but GL period, everything is closed. Then you can close the cost period. You are temporarily putting into a pending status because you are suspecting some problem may arise. That's why you want this to be put into pending status, and let's all the remaining periods to be closed. Nothing but AP period, GL period, AR period. Once all those periods are closed, you can close this period. Okay. Now I'm clicking close period. Again, it will run the validations. Click on OK. Click on OK. It's going to run the program. Once the program is completed, the status change it to closed. Now, if you refresh the page, see, February period is closed. Now go to March, click on close period. It is going to validate everything. If there is no errors, then it also closes after some time. The program is running. Because we don't have any transactions in February and March, that's why it's going to close easily. It's also closed. Now coming to April, I would like to close April. Again, the program is running. April is closed? No. It seems to be there are issues are there with the April. Okay. Now go to exceptions window. Now you can see. You can see. Create accounting. How many transactions are pending?
73.
73 transactions are pending. All these transactions are not posted to the ledger. All these transactions, you can export to Excel. How to resolve this problem? You run the create accounting. You run the create accounting. Then this will get posted to the ledger. Correct?
Yes, sir.
But the problem is our create accounting is going to fail in error. Why? Because we don't have SLA configuration. These transactions, it should properly hit to respective accounts. We have not done that SLA setup. Not only that, 34 transactions are pending for the costing. Pending cost processing. How many are there? 35. You can see them. What are those 35? See, standard cost does not exist. Standard cost does not exist. Standard cost. So for this item number 118, there is no cost. 112, no cost. So you load the cost. You load the cost. You do this process. do this process, enter the cost and run the CAD and run the RAD and run create accounting. So all get fixed up, correct? You can export this transaction to the Excel also. Correct, team?
Yes, sir.
Clear, right? How to fix all these errors.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
If I try to close May also, I would be getting same. I would be getting the same exceptions.
No, create accounting.
Yeah,
Cost
not
person.
posted to the ledger. There is no cost. The same errors it is going to display.
If we have all the costing for that, then you may get SLA error, right, Krishna?
We'll get SLA error.
Okay.
We'll obviously get. Because ultimately, it should post to the ledger successfully. Since we don't have SLA setup, it will not post to the ledger successfully, right?
Okay, Krishna.
You see, in May, 40 transactions are waiting. Maybe one item, maybe 40 transactions. If you load the cost for that one item, these 40 transactions get cleared. And then create accounting. Okay, what we can do in our setup actually, suppose for our practice purpose, if you want to close the period, just ignore create accounting and ignore the pending cost processing.
That is not.
Ignore it. Then
Easy.
it will allow,
Yeah.
it will allow to close the period.
Then it will close the period.
Yeah, but that's not right. We don't change in real time like that.
Yes, just
Yeah, just for our okay, see, it's closed. May close it now. Why it is closed? Because you said ignore both. That's why it is closed. See the magic. That's it. Okay, so during the period close process, what you need to make sure is you have to make sure everything transferred, everything get costed, everything posted to the ledger. Correct? And also you have to make sure if your client is into manufacturing, you have to roll up. You have to roll up the cost if the client is into manufacturing. Okay. So if you take care of these things properly, then you're able to successfully close the period. If you get errors issues also, the period close issues is nothing but only, the transaction is not interfaced or there is no cost or not rolled up, or maybe a transaction is not posted to the ledger. You'll get these errors only. Regular errors only, known errors only you'll get. You'll not get weird errors. As of now, in my 3 years experience, only one time I get a weird error. That's it. I reported it that to Oracle. But other than that, all these standard errors only you'll receive. The standard problems only. Okay. In my current project, what I do is to avoid last minute surprises, I do mid-month check. Mid-month check. Middle of the month, I'll verify. And again, before the month end, suppose let us take this month, we close on 31st, right? Before that, I'll verify on 29th itself. 29th itself, I'll verify. Till 29th, if there is any problem is there, I have some time to fix that problem, correct? I'll do mid-month, nothing but 15th. I did on 15th. Again, I'll do it on 29th so that I don't see any surprises. If I face any issues also, I'll have some time till 31st of July. That's why I do the period close smartly in my current project.
Krishna, will the period close will happen in the middle of the week or it will happen only of Saturday and Sunday?
It will not happen if it is Saturday, Sunday. It will not happen. It will work in the next. It will happen in the next working day only.
Because most of the project, most of the business depend on the work on
In
the. We close on
In our,
Saturday.
in our project, we don't close periods if the month end is falling on weekend. Okay, we close in the next working day. But in some projects, they expect us to close the month end even if it is weekend also, or not a working day.
Because the transaction will not happen on Saturday and Sunday, so that will happen. We can easily close the period.
But actually, period close process is activity of end user. Okay, end users may not be available, right? If they're
No.
closing the period, if they face any issues, then we support, but we don't close their periods. So
No,
end
no.
users
That is fine. That is fine. The thing is that in my career, I never what other project I've done. Okay, so like either US or global, so they close on the month end, like every month end. If the month end is falling on 27, 28, they'll close the period on 28.
before the dates, you mean to say before weekend itself?
Yeah, before weekend itself.
Okay.
So that the on because on Saturday Sunday business doesn't work.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so if a transaction gets stuck and they're not able to open the next period because that previous period had to be closed.
Yeah, it's client to client different.
I'm talking about the ERP. I don't know what Fusion. So maybe
Sir, it's the same, sir. Anything is same. It depends on client to client. Okay. Any questions, team?
So basically, the costing is involved in the what call is the SCM part or is the finance part? Because every project depend on that. There's a fight between finance as well as SCM.
Costing module, huh?
Yeah.
Costing module, if manufacturing consultant is there, then it is manufacturing consultant duty. Okay. If the manufacturing consultant is not there, then mostly finance people is going to take care of the costing module, because in their academics also costing is one of their subject paper. Suppose if you take chartered accountants, ICWS, costing is one of their subject paper.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a boundary module, but I would say more of a manufacturing consultant and finance, less of a supply chain consultant role, responsibility.
Yes.
I explained period close process in a simple manner. It's very easy. Very, very easy. If you know what is all these validations, very, very easy. Okay. Any questions? And couple of important tips I would like to share with you. In case of standard cost, we enter the cost, right? Right? What
Yes.
is average cost? Do we enter the cost? Average costing?
No, sir.
No.
Huh?
No. System
No.
will calculate
Yes, sir.
No, sir, we won't enter. System will calculate the average cost.
based on transactions.
We have to enter first, sir. You should. Initial, at least some dummy cost you should enter. From there, it will start to calculate the average cost. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So even I thought in the same way only, system will take care of it. But that's why I said it's a tip.
Actually,
It's
how
like,
the system will take some, they have to be defined in the system. Am I right, Krishna? How the system, if not there any cost or some setup, how the system will calculate?
some setup.
I mean, like you told that standard cost that will pick up. If there is no standard cost, then how system will understand that is a for the item this is a cost?
Item is standard cost or item is average cost, huh?
Yes,
How system will understand, huh?
yes,
That's your question, huh?
yes, Krishna.
This is last day of the class, and you are asking this question to me now.
What first video? Answer is
Shankar, watch first video.
Yes, sir. No, I'm just my question is not clear, so just ignore it.
Watch the first video, Shankar. Okay, so how the cost method is controlled to an item, I explained. Okay, so please check that video. Okay. This is one thing. This is one tip I want to give, and one more tip is, suppose after you define the cost, suppose let us take average cost. Average cost is gonna vary, right? From time to time, it's gonna vary, right? Average cost. So if you wanted to see the latest cost, you can go here. If you go to review item cost, click on the review item cost page and then enter the item and click on search, so that it is going to display you the latest cost. Okay. Review item cost page is nothing but here you can see the latest cost of an item. This is one page, and another page is we can also adjust the cost. Cost adjustment is also possible. Suppose system calculated some cost and you are not happy with that system calculated cost and you want to override that, you can do that. See, main is cost adjustments. So this is possible with the average cost only, because standard cost is you can go and update, but average cost is a system calculated cost, right? You want to adjust the system calculated cost, you can do it from here. You want to create a, or you want to update, click on the next screen. Click on the next screen. Give me a moment. So here you can enter the item. You can enter the item and here you can adjust it. So from this screen, you are able to adjust the cost. You can able to create an average cost of an item. How to enter the standard cost? By you create a scenario and you enter the standard cost, right? But how to enter the average cost? You can able to enter here. I mean, if you want to edit, you are able to edit here. If you want to create a new average cost also, you can create from here. Sir, you said initial cost we need to load, right? This initial cost you can load how we are loading the standard cost of an item. Similarly, for the average cost also, you create a scenario and load it there. Load it there. You can also load it from here also. If you select create, you can also load it from here also. If you click on edit, that means you are planning to update the existing average cost of an item. Clear? So from this page, you are able to see the resource rate, the resource cost. From page, you are able to see overhead cost. Okay. From here, you are able to see the roll-up cost of a finished good item or semi-finished good item. If any make item is there, what is the roll-up cost of that make item? What is the raw material cost, or what is the resource cost? You can able to clearly see that breakdown here. So in this section, in the top section, you know how to create a scenario, right? You know how to create a scenario, and here you can load you can verify the resource rates. Here you can verify the overhead rates. Here you can verify the rolled up cost. Here you can compare the cost. Here you can see the exceptions related to a scenario. In case you publish this scenario, if there are any errors are there. Errors is nothing but one standard error. Main error is when you publish a scenario, if there is no cost, it will throw error, right? So what sort of errors? That's errors you will see here. Here you can see the item cost. Here you can adjust the cost. Here you can adjust the cost, and here you are able to run distributions. This is CAD. Here you are able to open and close the periods. And here you are able to see the distribution entries, the debit side and credit side. Here you can see the inventory valuation, current inventory valuation here. And here you can run the create accounting here. Okay. That is about the different tasks that we use for different purposes. Okay. So that's it from my side regarding costing. Any questions, please? And I'll ask Padma to add SLA video. I forgot. Let me send her a message immediately. SLA video. Okay, if you want, you can follow that video. If you want to personally configure SLA, it's not easy setup. It's really big setup. But if you want, you can follow that video and you can configure on your own. You can create on your own. I'm sending a message to her.
Okay.
So that's a closer for 59. How many people are there from here from 59? Manoj?
Yes.
Venkatesh Naidu. Anyone there?
Shankar Gupta,
3 to 4 people are there.
Ganesh, and Sunil. Sunil is not there today. Yeah.
It happens in every batch. It's not only for 59. That's okay. It happens for everybody, every batch. I used to it. Okay, so Venkatesh Naidu, Manoj, and then Shankar, and Sunil is not here. Yeah, if you people want to continue in the next classes also to listen to the next mod or recap the models again, you can. Okay, for Manoj, I completed the resume preparation, right, Manoj?
Yes, I completed.
It's completed, and for Venkatesh Naidu, I think you did not come up with your resume.
So I will share.
So 60th batch.
Sir, I came to resume.
Prasad, your voice is not clear.
I resume with you, sir, sometime back.
Prasad, you shared your resume to me, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I shared.
Yeah, you also sent a message in the WhatsApp. Okay, and someone is saying something. Is that Shiva Saya?
No, sir. I'll share today.
Okay. One second, team. Don't leave the session. Kindly wait. Kindly wait, team. Okay. Prasad. Sorry. Who shared that resume? What's it? Prasad. Okay. Sorry, Prasad. Checking the email I saw yesterday from my mobile. You shared in the WhatsApp or you sent an email? I remember I saw your resume yesterday. What's your email ID?
I sent to your mail, sir. Prasad.marada.
I received from Purna Ganesh.
I sent it to Krishna at the rate. I did it.
I think Purna Ganesh Gupta email may be received, sir. Resume.
Sir,
From
I have sent, sir, yes.
Yeah, I have your resume. Sir, I did not receive, sir. Prasad.marada@gmail.com is your
Yes.
email ID, right?
Yes, sir.
So far, I see in my inbox only one email from you, sir. Very bad. Only one practice status email. This is your email ID, right?
Yes, sir.
Then
Krishna@techleads IT, right, sir?
yes, sir. This is email ID. Or else, you sent already an email to me. Okay, let me send a test email to that email. Okay,
That, sir. Yeah.
sending. I sent a test email. Now, 59. Do you have any questions? Okay. 60. Procurement, right? I'll connect with you on Tuesday.
Okay.
sir.
Tomorrow, my newborn boy birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
1 year for him.
congrats, sir.
So anyway, Saturday, I know you people are busy. You won't connect. But I'll see you on Tuesday. Tuesday we can connect 30th. Procurement.
Okay, sir.
Team, if I take session in this time, is it okay? Procurement, it will take 25 hours to finish. Okay.
7:40 is okay, sir. 7:30 I have to drop my kid to the school.
Okay, sir. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, team. Sir,
Tuesday,
5 to
7:40.
anyway, I'll take relaxation. Okay. I'll see you on Tuesday, team. Okay. So if you're having any work, you can leave. You can leave here having any work. Otherwise, you can stay back. I'm reviewing the resume that I received from Purna. Purna, is it okay if I review in front of everyone, right?
No problem.
Okay. '59. Thank you so much. I don't know whether you'll drop it or not. Utilize, don't take it light. So immediately wherever you're logging, practice it, and then upload your resume. Maybe if you're half practice also, don't worry. Upload your resume and assess or test your skill by facing real interviews. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So total 9 years of experience, 4 years into fusion, 5 years sales and marketing. Okay. So prior to this, you don't have any ERP experience.
No, sir. Uh, I have a full background of sales only, so I just
Yeah, you're from sales background. I remember your
yeah.
okay. How many projects? I'll go from bottom to top. So 2014, you completed BCom. You're able to talk these many languages, huh?
I can speak all sorts, sir.
Your voice is breaking. Srikanya agencies.
I can speak all South languages, sir. Yes.
Oh, okay. Next, you worked in HSBC, Car 24, and in Car 24, what you did? Dealers onboarding, huh?
Cars 24, I was handling, yeah, I was into onboarding and these things, the dealer meetings.
Okay.
I was handling whole Karnataka dealers of cars.
Okay. And so from here, I think this is your first project, right?
Yes, sir. I worked for Metros, it's a manufacturing company, as a regional manager. I did that itself for functional.
Okay, you mentioned as a functional consultant, and this is an implementation project, huh? Can you
Ah, sir.
mention here project type
Implementation.
also? After the dates, can you please mention the project type also,
Okay.
like implementation support? By
Done.
looking at your roles and
Yes, sir.
responsibility, I can understand it's an implementation project. But one thing is so these your roles and responsibilities should be in a sequence. Sequence in the sense, participated
Oh.
requirement gathering, that's fine. After that, immediately you are going to the post-production support.
Understood.
Production support, when it will
I'll
come,
align that.
correct. It should be in a sequence. Okay, and configure WAT production instances provided this. Yeah, I'm fine with the roles and responsibilities remaining that you mentioned over there. And here you mentioned modules, but here you did not mention the modules. So mention the modules also if you want, make it unique. In one project, if you mention module, in another project also you mention the modules. Understood, right? Here you clearly mentioned.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Here spelling mistake is there, sir.
Rules,
All, not
understood.
all. Okay. And so this is also implementation. Correct? This implementation you did predominantly
Yes,
on the
yes, sir.
procurement and inventory. Are you good at procurement contracts?
Yes, sir.
Are you
Uh,
good at procurement contracts
Yeah,
module? Good at that module, don't mention. Okay, whichever you are good at, mention only those modules.
yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm also fine. Though here my correction is a spelling mistake, and then mention the project type and keep the models whichever you are confident. Dalmia is basically a famous company. So don't use the famous companies because, for Dalmia Cements, they're using SAP or Oracle. You'll understand easily if I type here. So they're using SAP.
SAP.
Okay. I can easily catch the resumes.
Understood.
So that's why, I'll say, put the client that is not famous and that is not implemented ERP at all. If they're not implemented, they cannot able to find it in the web. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. That's why my suggestion is don't put any brand or big company names, small company names, and verify like this also. If you don't found any results, means they are not done the ERP implementation. So happily you can mention that company there.
Done, sir. Done.
Sir, GE uses Oracle.
GE uses Oracle EBS, not Fusion.
Okay.
Don't put Fusion for the GE. Or I think GE, one of the entity is moved to
So, no, sir, GE is
Fusion, I think.
Capgemini. They are using ERP only, sir. It's Fusion only.
Which one? GE, no?
So many models of GE. So many
G
projects.
G using EBS only, sir, like
No,
all the
no,
models.
Fusion. Capgemini, my
Maybe one of the entity is moved to maybe Fusion, but mostly
Yeah.
GE into EBS.
EBS, yes, a procure pay to pay. I was working for a GE client.
GE Power, GE Capital.
So here you mentioned implementation consultant. Here you also mentioned implementation consultant. Okay. And you did not mention the durations of the project. That's okay. Project durations you did not mention, but here you mentioned the project duration. Be unique everywhere. Okay. So if you want to mention it, otherwise remove it. For one project, putting it, and then for another project, you're not mentioning. So
Understood. Understood.
I no need to take the interview also. Just by looking at the resume also, I can filter it out. Once we share profile to the client, there will be a resume screening. Okay, so before scheduling the interview, we'll screen the profile like this. And if we don't find anything,
Understood, sir. I just mentioned there because That's my old company, the previous company which I worked for.
Okay.
That years I have mentioned, sir. That's all.
Okay.
I'll remove that all.
197 communications. This is also a big company.
That's Paytm, sir. I worked for Paytm, so
One communications is using which? Yeah. I think it seems to be as of now, they have not done any ERP implementation.
there is no ERP in 197.
Yeah, that's why I did not find any such results.
Yeah.
Deepak Sharma, they're using Java because I got one.
Oracle
Yeah, I got one LinkedIn profile. They're using Oracle, not ERP, Oracle database they're using. This is how we can check. Suppose if you take culprit ERP, if I search. Okay, I got a LinkedIn profile. Cultivate Oracle Apps Technical Consultant, a job posting. That means Cultivate is using Oracle, right?
Yes, sir.
This is how you can find out. HDFC Bank, Oracle ERP. Yeah, Oracle Cloud Journey with HDFC Bank. Oracle itself publishing an article. That means HDFC Bank is using Oracle Fusion, Oracle Cloud. Okay. You'll see Axis Bank is using what?
You think Indian Bank is using Oracle? Indian Bank.
No. Can I show you MX? MX also using Oracle. American Express is also using Oracle. See here, American Express, Oracle Financials. Huh? So you understood, right? How to check the
Yeah.
Now, this is also implementation. Excellent. 3 implementations you have mentioned. All implementations. Sir, don't put that that many
I
implementations.
mentioned
Sir,
one
okay?
the project 3
Light
as
blue.
a support as well, sir. Implementation plus
Okay.
support. Sir. Project 3.
Okay, so just mention only 2 implementations, sir.
Hmm.
Mention 2 implementations and 2 exclusive supports. Okay. So this is the advantage. If I review a resume in front of everyone, others won't repeat these mistakes for the next review, right? If I review individually, I need to tell the same story to everybody. Huh? Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, prepare your CV, update your CV and send it to me. Again, I'll finally review. Okay?
Done, sir. Done.
Okay. Thank you all. 59. All the best. And you started, you have taken an initiative and then you end it properly. You shift your career to the fusion side. Okay. And remember TechLead site, remember Krishna, and give us some references and promote our institute in the market. Okay.
Sure.
Sure, sir.
Thank
Already
you.
did, sir.
Yeah. So 60th batch, I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. Thank you all. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you.